Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I've got another Bracket 1 Bracket Buster Commander deck for you. Brought to you by Rex Raptor, the guy from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering have joined forces, bringing you this brew. Just kidding, it's from my pal the Kraken Games, once again. Cracking open Bracket 1, busting the brackets. You want to be a Bracket Buster, break Bracket 1? Bring this aboard. A lot of bees. But today, Krakening has given us this Rex Raptor specialty. Got Panzal Panlaza? Unfavored. I did not play Ixalan Remastered. Whatever. Ixalan, what was the new Ixalan? I don't remember what it's called. I didn't play this set. I played a little bit of Arena. I think this is one of the Commander decks anyway. Then again, they keep shoving Commander cards into standard sets. I mean, go look at the card list for Tarkir Dragonstorm. Tarkir Dragonstorm is a Commander set pretending to be a standard set. But that's a whole other issue. Because Magic is pretty much, everybody's a Commander player now. It's become timified. So, we've got Laza, Sun Favored. Who's a Dino? 4/4, 5 mana, 3 color. Red, green, white is our Commander mana base. I got this. Okay. So, when Pants over here, Sun Favored, or another Dino enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. So Dino enters, you turn on the Discovery Channel and watch documentaries about lions. So you do this only once each turn. It's a little bit limited. So Discover to the uninitiated is exile cards from the top of your library into exile a non-land card with that mana value or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. So Discover lets you filter your library. With a Dino deck, it's going to be pretty creature heavy. You're going to get through your library pretty quickly. So when this enters, you get the trigger. Whenever another Dino enters, you're going to get the trigger. So exile cards in the top of the library. Excuse me. You exile an outland card with that mana value or less. So X is the creature's tough. So right off the bat, we've got quite a look at this list. So we got quite a bit going on here. You got yourself a oh my, a 9 mana 10/10 enters, it fights another creature you don't control, enrage. It's dealt damage, it fights with one target creature you don't control. So pretty much it's going to do that twice. It's going to get dealt damage. And so if you play this, you're going to discover 10. And then you exile the top card of your library, non-land mana, 10 or less, pass with letting you basically play anything here. So that's going to be fun. Even if it plays Zakama, Primal Calamity. So we know a lot of these do. So we got this is just nasty Krakening. What have you done? Bracket 1. It's thematic. This is Bracket 1. It fits perfectly. It's has a theme, dinos, and it's a lot of fun. So here, you got to get standard mana rock. Sack it, return dino card from graveyard to your hand, get some of your dinos back. This guy, for each opponent, exile up to one target non-land permanent that player controls. So basically it's got a O-ring built into it. Put target card with mana value X or less, exiled with this into its owner's graveyard. So you can gain life and you can get the stuff out of exile and put it into the yard. So you got the best boy, Colossal Dreadmaw reimagined. Enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other dino you control. So you're going to be able to draw cards. Elvish Piper, that's an interesting one. Create your hand in a battlefield, so you'll get the triggers from Pantsless over here. The original Atali, the shitty Atali, attacks, exile, top card of each player's library. They may cast any number of spells, okay, without paying their mana costs. So that's just pretty nasty. Got ourselves a Beast Mount, okay, enter Scry 2. We all know what this does, standard card. This one is nasty. People were cheating this into play with the Sorin Vampire, put a vampire into play. You create a tapped and a green dinosaur. Wow. So the CTBs, you get a dino, and then you get to Discover 12 or less. Boom, there you go. We all know what Galta does. You're probably going to be able to cheat out Galta. Now, the thing about Pantsless over here, he's only once each turn. So you enter the battlefield your dinos. You won't get it again. So the other Galta, so if you cheat out this Galta when an ETB, this is a mistake, by the way. This should have been when you cast it. There's so much bullshit going on in Standard where you could reanimate for nothing. You could basically play a legacy level deck in Standard. So, you know, that's what happens when WotC focuses on everything but, you know, play design, testing, play testing. This is what happens when you turn every Standard set into a Commander Master set. So we got Gishoth, Sun's Avatar, Trample, Vigilance, Haste. What's great about a lot of these dinos is they can attack when they come into play, especially Gishoth. This comment which a player for limited cards top your library, put a number of dino creature cards onto the battle. Okay, there you go. More dinos, more Rex Raptor, revving it up. Hulking Raptor, got Ward 2 and mana, protecting a little bit. You got a nasty dino control card, that's a lot of fun. You got an ape dino turtle. Gains trample and haste on the turn. It fights stuff. This is enters. It kind of, if you trigger this with Pantsless, it fights a creature you don't control. So you kind of get a spot removal with this, which is pretty interesting. And then its ability, you discard it, destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment. And shuffle from your library into your library from your graveyard, then draw a card. So got some really interesting removal. So a lot of utility here, a lot going on. Marauding Raptor, this one's great. Creature spells, you have one less to cast. Whenever their creature enters the battlefield under your control, deals 2 damage to it. If a dinosaur is dealt damage this way, wow. So this is going to be great for something like your Apex Alchosaur here. So Raptor enters, hits this, again, more spot removal built into your creatures. This is a good mana rock on I don't know, sort of a mana rock, pseudo mana rock, reducing the cost of your dinos. Hammer's Skull. Whenever it attacks, no controller dino, put a stun counter on it. So a 3 mana 6/6, can't go wrong there. Yeah, a 3 mana card like this with this discover ability, that's just nasty. Regal Behemoth. You get to become the monarch whenever you tap a land for mana if you're a monarch. So you can become the king. The Regisaur Alpha, this one's great. Dinos have haste, so you want to get this as soon as you can. Enters the battlefield, you get a Dino Boy. Roaming Throne, this is an amazing card. ETB creature types, you're obviously going to choose Slivers or Nargles or whatever those things are. So when you choose Dinos, it triggers again. No, I'm not really too sure. I'm not a rules master wizard. Does Roaming Throne get around his once per turn thing here? Let me know in the comments. Seedborn Muse, untap all your stuff. The Tarask, this is just nasty. You'll probably never have to cast it. Attacks, it fights. So it attacks, it fights stuff. Has haste and ward 10 as long as it was cast. You should be able to cast this. Green is known for a lot of ramp. Good enchantment removal, great one to have. Topiary Stomper. The Dino, it's big. It gets you some lands. So you got your Frilly Boy over here. You may pay green up to 3 times, okay? And then destroy stuff, exile yards, gain life. This is awesome in Commander, prevent any recursion bullshit. Enter the battlefield, discover 5. So if you cheat this into play with Pantsless, he discovers, and you can do some more stuff. So you can discard this, it deals 3 damage, target creature or planeswalker. That's a lot of fun. Okay, bracketing, we gotta talk. This is just brutal. So can't be countered. Trample, Toxic 4, Ward 4, and haste. So now that's just mean. I hate to see somebody on the wrong end of this. Vaultborn Tyrant. This one's a lot of fun. Nasty looking boys. Another creature with power 4 under your control. You gain 3 life. When it dies, if it's on a token, create a token. Wow. So this basically doesn't go away. Got yourself Sun's Avatar, ETB, even cast it from your hand, destroy all non-create. Okay, just the battlefield if you cast. So if you cast from your hand, this is how a card should be. They gotta stop it with this when it enters. It's got a built-in limiter. You have to cast it. But again, green ramp, you're gonna be able to do this pretty easily. The combo, we looked at this already. It deals damage. It destroys artifacts. It gives you life. Enters. If you cast it, you can easily you cast this, untap your mana, get out your big boys that are contingent on the paying the mana specifically, like Tarask. or your Awakening Sun's avatar. The sorceries. This is where the deck really gets fun. Exile a number of creatures you control, then return them to the battlefield and owner's control. Repeat the process X more times. That is just stupid. Now you're going to be limited from Pantsless here, but what's going to happen is if you already did this once per turn, you're gonna blink stuff. When all these guys enter, you'll be able to do this again. You do this again. If you have a roaming throne, you'll be able to do these 2 more times. Enter the battlefield. You're gonna create more tokens. What else happens? Who else? What else? Whenever you attack, okay, not that one. When this enters, you can exile more stuff. Those creatures will leave the battlefield. This leaves, you exile it, those things come back, you do it again. When this enters, draw a card. For sure, you're going to be drawing cards. You're going to be exiling stuff. This enters, you can put more dinos into play, so you do it twice with Roaming Throne. Put more dinos from your hand onto the battlefield. This is just straight up nasty. So Cultivate, like I said, mana ramp will not be an issue. I don't, that's ridiculous. This goes to show the failure of the Commander Rules Committee, whatever they're called now. They're kind of uneducated of the depth of the card pool in the game, and despite, a lot of them are pseudo fake intellectuals that carry themselves like they know everything, and they don't. They're just a lot of nasty, shallow people a lot of the time if you ask them any kind of honest questions on Twitter. That's another discussion for another day. Cultivate, search a library for 2 basic land cards, reveal 1 in your hand. Battlefield tapped, okay, Farseek. This is a great card. I didn't realize this when it first came out. The first time I saw this card, I'm like, oh cool, search a library for a land. Then I didn't realize that what is it? What's it called? The Ravnica Shocklands are dual type, and even the old dual lands, you can go and get yourself one of those. Kodama's Reach, basic lands. We all know what this does. Get yourself a couple of lands. Rampant Growth. I love the art here on this one. This is from the 7th edition version of the art. This is a great touch. Personally, I would have gone, I think Tempest is the original printing, but this is also a good one. Migration. This is a very dino themed one. That's fun. Reveal a dino card from your hand or pay 1. Search her basic land card, put a battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. So more mana ramp dinos, but in Commander, this will be pretty easy to get out. So you got more stuff going on here. Chrome as well. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, creatures you control. Wow. So this just gives all your boys flying, vigilance, double strike. You're going to be going in for lethal pretty hard, but it's thematic. So dinosaurs are big and you're stomping. You're doing a thematic stomping. Therefore, it's bracket 1. Creatures you control gain lifelink and destructible protection from all colors on turn. So, there you go. You're going to be, chances are you're going to have your commander out due to all the mana this deck produces. Non-issue. Gain a bunch of life. Okay, this is just nasty. Ephemerate, you can trigger stuff, do it again, and again. And it's got rebound. So you can do it a couple more times. Permanents you control gain hexproof and destructible on the turn. Okay, that's just dirty. Give all your stuff protection. Naya Charm, good modular spell. 3 damage, return a creature card of graveyard or its owner's hand, tap all. Creatures target player controls. Past exile, we know what this does. More modular cards. Here, Return of the Wild Speaker. You're going to be drawing a pretty significant amount of cards. Your non-humans get bigger. Semester's End. Rules out for the summer. Exile on avatar creatures and your planeswalkers you control. At the beginning of the next end step, return them. So, it's a blink. Each of them enters the 1/1. The creature. Oh man, that's nasty. Let's see if there's any planeswalkers. There's more to come. The artifact base, some pretty standard stuff. Herald's Horn. Choose creature type. Creatures, okay, 1 less to cast. You know what this does. Beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. Creature card. Chosen type, put it into your hand. Monster manual. So basically, you got yourself a Pokedex. That's fun. So, Zoological Study. You mill 5 cards. If you return a creature card to your hand, you might put a creature from your hand. So, it's an Elvish Piper on a stick. That's just dirty. Quicksilver Amulet. Oh boy. I thought this card was junk when I first saw it. When it first came out, Commander was coming into existence. And I was like, this card is expensive. It won't work in a standard game. Even modern, it's junk. But Commander, this thing is an absolute beast. Good old-fashioned Soul Ring. Sword of Hearth and Home. Give your stuff some protection. Equip creature deals combat damage to a player. Exile up to 1 target creature you control. Let's search your library for a basic land. Put both cards in battlefield into control, then shuffle. Okay, so this sword is a blink sword, blink stick. Does combat up to 1? Oh, that's a weird combination. Blink something, And then search the library for a basic land. That's definitely interesting. That's a lot of fun. I didn't know what this actually did. Birds' Incubator, that's a ton of fun. I would have preferred the original printing, but this is still good. Choose a creature type. You definitely need to bring down the cost of your creatures. Goal Spore Nexus, keeping it thematic with the Ixalan set, Lost Kinds of Ixalan. This spell costs wellness. X is the greatest power. Holy crap. I'm laughing so hard I'm coughing. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, you create a green fungus dino. Base power to equal to the total power of those creatures. Oh my goodness. I gotta read that again. Whenever more non-token creatures you control die, create a green fungus dino. Wow. So you're gonna get quite a big boy over there. Double dark creatures power return of turn. Okay then. You're gonna be doing a lot of stuff here. So get ready. Bracket 1 legal. Don't you worry, people. You're fine. Beastmaster's Ascension. I think this originally printed in Zendikar, maybe? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whenever a creature you control attacks, quest counter, as long as this has 7 more quest counters, creatures you control plus 5/5. So you're going to be overrunning everybody. Whenever a creature has power 3 or greater, ETB into your control, draw a card. So ETB, you're going to be doing a lot of that. Garruk's Uprising enters. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever a power 4 or greater, so card draw, trample. Wonderful. Guardian Project. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield into your control, if it doesn't have the same name as, okay, this is the perfect commander card. So Rex Raptor's going to love this one. Lurking Predators. I like the art on this. That's a lot of fun. Whenever an opponent casts a spell or realizes the top card at your library, creature card, that's just nasty. You're punishing your opponents for even just playing their commander or any creature at all. It is a lot of mana. Early on in a commander game, this is going to be tough to get out, but it's still going to be pretty cool to have. This is a good one. Definitely worthwhile in this deck. Give your stuff Riot. Just your 1/1. Introduce the 1/1 counter or haste. If things aren't bad enough. Sneak Attack. That's just dirty. We know what this does. Classic card. Tribute to the World Tree. Enters the battlefield and you control. Draw a card to the raider. Counters on it. Unnatural Growth. I love Midnight Hunt. Beginning of your combat. Double the power and toughness of each creature you control. So you're going to be just probably winning a lot of games very quickly. That's okay. It's thematic. A dino win. Dino theme. Dino might. Up the beanstalk. ETB. Card should be banned, but it's not. Enter the battlefield whenever you cast a spell. We know what this does. Standard legal, blah, blah, blah. So you got your Arc of Orizaka. Arch. What the hell's wrong with me? Arch of Orazka. Ascend. City's Blessing. This is a fun deck. You should be able to... The goal of this deck should be not just win and have fun and be thematic and play bracket 1, because it's totally a bracket 1 deck, is see how many board states you can get. So get Monarch and have City's Blessing at the same time and get like a commander loyalty emblem or something. That'd be a lot of fun. Not commander, a planeswalker loyalty emblem. So loyalty emblem, City's Blessing, and Monarch. I've always wanted to do make a magic deck or get as many board states as possible and like static permanent effects that you keep. That'll be definitely fun. So draw cards, add mana, can't go wrong. Canopy Vista, so your Farseek, Cinderglade, Clifftop Retreat. You can't tutor for this. Got yourself a command tower. I love the Jurassic Park one. This is perfect. Exotic Orchard. Got your Forest, Fortified Village. Snarl, Game Trail. I love this card. I love Midnight Hunt. Originally printed there. Perfect. Yeah, Vinny Township. Jungle Shrine. Perfect. Very thematic. Spot on. Mosswort Bridge. This is nasty if you don't know what this does. Hideaway. You may play the exile card without paying its mana cost. If creatures you control have total power 10 or greater, you'll be able to get this off with just 2 creatures on the table from Pantsless. So unclaimed territory. This is perfect. Secluded territory. Secluded courtyard. It should be called secluded territory. Mossfire Valley. Castle Wolf Run. Anybody remember like Magic 2011 when standard Wolf Run ramp was the thing? Target creature gets plus X0, gets trampled on a turn. Rogue's Passage. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. That's just unfair. How's a dino going to fit in here? I'm not going to question Magic the Gathering physics. So, Commander sideboard? If that's a thing. Commander decks can have sideboards? Well, this is fun. let's just take a look at it. Whenever a dino you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Dino DNA. That's a lot of fun. And it's perfect. Mr. DNA, the little mascot guy. I never actually seen this card. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of target creature exile with Dino DNA. It's a 6/6 green dino creature with trample. So you can copy your stuff. If your commander hits the yard, you can hit it with this. That's just nasty. You got Drover of the Mighty, Dinos, it's +2 too, so a mana dork for your dinos. However, this is perfect. Creatures you control have haste. One card I would put in this deck is, I think, Bedlam. It's a red enchantment. Creatures can't block across the board, so your opponents are pretty much screwed. Generous Gift, some spot removal. Hit the Mother Load. Discovered 10. If the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of tap. Wow. So it gets a mana otherwise. Rampaging Brodon. Bro-down. Attacks 1/1 until end of turn. Whooping Petrodon. So, I think we all know what's going on here. Rex Raptor is going to be pleased. You just got to get yourself a Red Eyes Black Dragon and then you'll be all set. So what do you think of this Whack-It Busta here? Brought to you by the Crackening Rex Raptor Games Triggered Dinos. What do you think of this brew? Have you played anything close to this before? What adjustments would you make to this deck? And are you having fun with the brackets so far? They're so perfectly calibrated. The people that made the brackets are just know the game so well. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I will put a link of this deck list in the description. And let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to read the comments. I will catch you next time. Thanks, everyone.